Hi, welcome to the very first edition of Inspiring Chapter series. Today we are listening to a chapter from the book Inner Engineering by Sadhguru. I am reading from the 2016 edition of this book. The segment of the book that I have chosen is Body, and the subsection that I am reading today is called Listening to Life. There are several ways to attain a state of abiding joy and ultimate union. There are diverse, but it is important that they are all addressed in a balanced and integrated way. There is really no division or hierarchy between these varied approaches. Yoga is completely even-handed. It employs all the aspects of who you are to take you to your ultimate destination. The body constitutes a very large part of who you are in your present understanding. The science of using the body to hasten your evolutionary process is called Hatha Yoga. Ha denotes the sun and Ta denotes the moon. Hatha Yoga is the science of bringing about a balance between these two dimensions within the human system. The body has its own attitudes, its own resistance, its own temperament. Let us say you decide, starting tomorrow, I will get up at 5 in the morning and go for a walk. You set the alarm rings. You begin to stir, but your body groans and says, shut up and sleep. That is often the way it is, isn't it? So Hatha Yoga is a way of working with the body, a way of disciplining, purifying, and preparing it for higher levels of energy and for greater possibilities. So Hatha Yoga is a way of working with the body, a way of disciplining, purifying, and preparing it for higher levels of energy and for greater possibilities. Hatha Yoga is not exercise. It is instead about understanding the mechanics of the body, creating a certain atmosphere, and then using the physical prepared postures to channel or drive your energy in different directions. This is the aim of various asanas or postures. That kind of posture that allows you to access your higher nature is called a yogasana. It is the science of aligning your inner geometry with the cosmic geometry. To put it in the simplest way, just by observing the way some people sit, you can almost know what is happening with them, even if you have not known them long enough. If you have observed yourself, when you're angry, you sit one way. If you're happy, you sit another way. If you're depressed, you sit in a yet another way. For every different level of consciousness or psychological state, your body naturally tends to assume certain postures. The converse of this is the science of asana. If you can consciously get your body into different postures, you can elevate your consciousness. The body can become a means for your spiritual growth, or it can become a barrier. Let's suppose some part of your body, your hand, leg, or back, for instance, is in pain. When the pain is acute, it is hard to aspire to anything higher because that pain becomes dominant in your life. Right now, if you have a backache, the biggest issue in the universe is your back. Other people may not understand that, but for you, that is the biggest issue. Even if God appears before you, you will plead for your backache to go away. You will not ask for anything else because the physical body has such power over you. When it doesn't function as it should, it can rob your life of every other aspiration. All your longings just disappear once the body is in pain. To experience pain and still look around, it takes an enormous amount of strength, which is what most people do not possess. There are countless people who have come out of spinal problems by doing simple asana. Doctors had told them they would have to undergo surgery, but they were able to avoid it altogether. Your back can be restored to such an excellent condition, you don't need to visit a chiropractor again. It is not only your spine that becomes flexible. You become flexible as well. Once you are flexible, you are willing to listen. It is not about hearing someone talk, you are willing to listen to life. Learning to listen is the essence of intelligent living. Dedicating a certain amount of effort and time to see that the body does not become a barrier is important. A painful body can be an obstacle, and so can a compulsive body. Simple compulsions, whether of hunger or lust, can rule you so strongly that they do not allow you to look beyond the physical. It is easy to forget that the physical body is only a part of you. It is important that it does not become the whole of you. Asanas help level the physical body down to its natural place. As you move into deeper dimensions of meditation, your energies will surge upward, opening up more profound dimensions of experience. It is very important, therefore, that the pipeline of the body is conducive. If it is blocked, it will not work. And so, preparing the body sufficiently before one goes into more intense forms of meditation is very important. Hatha Yoga ensures that the body takes the upsurge of energy smoothly and joyfully. For a lot of people, spiritual growth happens very painfully because the necessary preparation has not taken place. Most human beings have unfortunately allowed themselves to be molded entirely by external situations. It is becoming a norm in the world that growth happens only painfully. It can happen blissfully also, but that is when the body and mind have been prepared. Asanas can prepare you for growth and transformation by equipping you with a solid and stable foundation. Today, the Hatha Yoga that people are learning is not classical in its full depth and magnitude. The studio yoga that you see today is largely the physical aspect of the science. Thus, just teaching the physical aspect of yoga is like having a stillborn baby. It is not only inefficient, it is a tragedy. If you want a live process, it needs to be transmitted in a manner that is inclusive of other dimensions of yoga. Hatha yoga does not mean standing on your head or holding your breath. It is the way that it is done that makes all the difference. There was a time when I personally taught Hatha yoga as a 2-day program. People would be overwhelmed with intensity as these programs. Tears of ecstasy would flow simply with the practice of asana. Why doesn't this happen more often? Simply because Hatha yoga is being imparted as an end unto itself rather than as a preparatory system. Consequently, while Hatha yoga in the world today brings peace for a few and health for others, it is unfortunately a painful circus for many. This may be fine for someone whose aspiration is only peace and health. But you are looking at yoga as a means of transforming yourself into a receptive possibility beyond the 5 senses, then Hatha yoga needs to be approached in its classical form. Sadhana. Look around. Among your family, co-workers and friends, can you see how everyone has different levels of perception? Just observe this closely. If you know a few people who seem to have a greater clarity of perception than others, watch how they conduct their body. They often have a certain poise without practice. But just a little practice can make an enormous difference. If you sit for just a few hours a day with your spine erect, you will see that you will have an unmistakable effect on your life. You will begin to understand what I mean by the geometry of your existence. Just the way you hold your body determines almost everything about you. Another way of listening to life is paying attention to it experientially, not intellectually or emotionally. Choose any one thing about yourself, your breath, your heartbeat, pulse, or your little finger. Just pay attention to it for 11 minutes at a time. Do this at least 3 times a day. Keep your attention on any sensation, but feel free to continue doing whatever you are doing. If you lose attention, it doesn't matter. Simply refocus your attention. This practice will allow you to move from mental alertness to awareness. You will find the quality of your life experience will begin to change. End of the reading. Psychologically also, you will see that the way we hold our body, the way we sit, the way we walk, the way we stand, everything ends up determining how we feel from inside. It works both ways. If you are having a stomachache or if you're feeling very sad inside, your body posture reflects that. But what your body posture reflects can also become the reality of your inside. So you can try this. Sit with your body completely hunched over. Put your arms around you. Bring your shoulders closer, make your chest smaller, and go into yourself. Like you're trying to become a ball while sitting on the chair. And crunch your face, like you scrunch your face, make it like your eyes are crying and your face is distorted and it is looking like you are so sad, so miserable. And in this posture, try to think of the happiest moment of your life, the happiest you felt. Maybe you won something, maybe you had a child, maybe you got a gift, or maybe you went somewhere and felt really happy. Try to recall that particular happiness. With your body scrunched up like this, with your face looking miserable, with you trying to shrink into yourself, no happy thought is going to come. You cannot think like that. So the body is not just a means of existence. It is the way you use it, the way we use it, can actually change the inner geometry as well. And this is something you can try for yourself and experience. In earlier days, posture was given a lot of importance. Sit straight, don't slouch. And even now your teachers don't tell you that. You in your workplace, if you lean back into your chair and you put your legs, they relax your legs and all that, then you feel sleepy, you don't feel like working. But you sit up and you start typing on your workstation, it works perfectly fine. So this is what the implication is of the body. Inner engineering is something I experienced it myself, and there have been a lot of realizations that are coming in. I was very fascinated by the body and its usage. And yes, like most spiritual seekers, I did get into that foolish system of believing that the body is something to be shunned, something to be, get rid of. It is not. It is the tool we have been given to expand, to enjoy life at its very, very core meaning, So respect the body, take care of it. And I will catch you in the next chapter, a more inspiring one. And hopefully you enjoyed this one as well. Let me know what you think, and do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much. See you in the next one.